Hey, greetings everyone, Cameron McCaslin here, coming at you with a new video. Today I want to talk a little bit about Mumblecore movies, and before you go to your keyboard and start typing in, oh, don't call it Mumblecore, it's just independent film, it's been going on for years and years. Totally agree with that, but I do think it's important to say up front, this is what people are calling it, so let's just stick with that. So Mumblecore movies started back in 2005 at the South by Southwest Filmmakers, when a couple different filmmakers all came together, kind of unbeknownst to them, that their movies would be similar in tone and theme, things like that, as well as kind of on the same production kind of values. Now, one of the main elements of it is it's all low-budget filmmaking. It's people who were making stuff with mini DV cameras at the time, and it's kind of grown up into, you know, lower-level HD and things like that now. But one of the other main things is, like, there are people that are getting their friends together and they're writing movies about relationships. Usually people from, you know, early to late 20s, kind of just about the things that you go through early on in life. A lot of it very much inspired by stuff like John Cassavetes and Richard Linklater's Slacker, which I've got both right here. Some great stuff. Criterion put this box set out a couple of years ago that's got a whole... this is the bulk of Cassavetes' work right here, and some really good stuff. If you've never seen Richard Linklater's Slacker, it's also on Netflix. You can get it from Criterion. Really cool movie. It turns 20 years old this year. All shot down in Austin, where him just talking with his friends. Cool movie, something different. Kevin Smith once said that after he saw this, it inspired him to make Clerks, which turned into a whole different kind of indie film movement. So, with that, my experience, the first thing that I ever saw really that was kind of considered Mumblecore was probably Four Eyed Monsters, which was, I guess, Susan Bucci and Arin Crumley's movie, which is here on YouTube that you can watch, and that's where I saw it. It was kind of, someone had sent me a link where you basically were supposed to post up, hey, bring this to your town, and I was like, I'm always about supporting independent film, so I was, you know, all for that. And then it did, you know, they started touring it around and doing things like that, but then they put it up on YouTube, and you were able to watch it, you know, piece by piece at first, and then as a whole. In turn, had some discussions with some friends that are like, yeah, these guys are doing all these, you know, different things, you should check it out. And over the last couple of years, I've watched a whole ton of it, and I'll kind of run through them real quick and kind of hit some of the highlights of the filmmakers. I'm not going to break a whole lot of this down for you because they're just worth checking out. If you're a filmmaker and you want to see how people make movies on a low budget, this is, you know, kind of worth looking at. I think a lot of times either the best ways to go are either relationship movies or make low budget horror movies, because I think there's audiences for both of those things, as well as you're able to kind of see, I don't know, it's been done before, so you can kind of, you know, pull from people that have already been there before you, and I think that's what a lot of this, you know, had done. So, hitting up first, Mutual Appreciation and Funny Ha Ha, which are both Andrew Bujalski movies. He also made a movie called Beeswax, which I just watched a couple weeks ago. Some really good stuff. Beeswax, I think, I'm not, you know, I haven't read up on kind of the making of that movie so much, but I thought it was pretty interesting because they shot it down, I guess, in Austin, and there's a person who's in a wheelchair is one of the main characters in the movie, and there's this scene in the movie where I guess her and her ex-boyfriend are laying on a bed together, and it's just like simple things like, you know, her legs won't move, so he kind of asked her to massage them, and it just seems like one of the most vulnerable things that I've seen in a movie in a while. So, you know, pretty cool thing to see. One of the next one is Joe Swanberg, which is one of the big guys in the Mumblecore movement. All of these people really kind of were right there at the start, but his movies LOL, Hannah Takes the Stairs, as well as Nights and Weekends. He also has I think his newest one out is called Alexander the Last, which I had watched recently as well. All good stuff. Like I say, there's a whole lot of, you know, there's a whole lot of good stuff there. It's kind of hard to, because I could do a separate video about each one of these movies and really break it down, but I think if you watch one of these movies and really dig it, you'll probably, you know, you'll like a whole lot of it. Not to say that there aren't some, you know, stinkers out there, and I think there's a whole lot of independent filmmakers now that are trying to jump on that Mumblecore bandwagon just because they think, hey, I can get in on this, and I'm okay with that too, I guess. I mean, it's just kind of like you're looking for an audience, and that's okay. Next guy was Aaron Katz. This is actually two movies on this DVD. It's Quiet City and Dance Party USA. I really, really love both of these movies. He has got a new one either coming out. I'm not sure what the title of it is. He seemingly is a little bit harder to find via the web and things like that. You don't see a whole lot of, at least I haven't seen a whole lot of interviews, video and whatnot. But the rest of these guys, you can kind of search all of their names. Here you can see some short films that they did. Joe Swanberg's really good about doing tons and tons of shorts. that you could watch, and it's just all different kind of I don't know, just kind of trials in cinema, just to kind of see what they can do on a low budget. The next up is the Duplass brothers. I've got a couple of their movies here. There's the Puffy Chair and Baghead. I really love Baghead. If you guys are fans of horror movies, this is worth watching, kind of as an anti-horror movie. You wouldn't tell from seeing the cover there because you see people with all laying in a bed, but it's a movie where they were making a horror movie, but they were kind of running against some of the cliche and everything there. All worth checking out. Like I say, the Duplass brothers also made Cyrus this year, which was kind of the first big, had some stars in it and things like that. So it's kind of like, say, starting to grow up a little bit too. I know one of the Duplass brothers also was in Humpday, which got a whole lot of buzz last year. I wasn't a huge fan of that movie. I know Lynn Shelton did that movie. It just kind of, I don't know, there's some good stuff there, but you see where it's going, and at the same time, like, it just is very awkward. It's, kind of in that same, I don't know, it's just weird because you have these two friends that they kind of get drunk and high one night and start talking about how they should make a porno video just because they think it would be funny. But then you spend the last 25 minutes of the movie with them trying to do it, and just can't really, get it all worked out. So worth checking out. Again, like everything, even whether it's my favorite thing or my least favorite thing, I think all of these movies are worth watching as just to see how they did it. Kind of the things that they were trying to do. A lot of these guys work with scripts, but leave it open to some interpretation from the actors, which I think is definitely something that's worth doing. I think it's always better to work with some kind of story, but at the same time, if you can kind of shape where you're going, I think that's always a good way to go. But anyways, those are some movies. Let me know what you think in the comments about all these movies that we've talked about here. If you've got suggestions for me or things I should check out, or if you can point me in the direction of some other similar type stuff. Again, these are all relationship movies about people in their 20s, which is kind of where I'm still at this point. I'm 29, but I kind of skipped a lot of that because I got married a lot younger than a lot of people. So my experience is a little bit different than a lot of this, but if you are, right there, these are kind of the movies of your generation. I mean, it's pretty cool because people are making movies for dirt cheap. I mean, like, a lot of these movies cost less than like $10,000 to make. So this is stuff that really you could do. If you get a camera and a computer that you could edit on, you could make a movie similar to this as far as in tone and structure and things like that. So anyways, we're checking out. Hope you guys dig them. Like I say, if you've got any comments for me or want to point me in any which way, leave me a video response or a comment below. Check you later. Bye.